Hare Krishna.
Hey, Bo.
Well, thank you very much for the wonderful kirtan. We're very fortunate to have His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj amidst us for this Sunday Eve-feast virtual class. So, Maharaj, Maharaj is on the call, right?
So just 1 minute, Prabhu. He's coming. 1 minute.
Raj Gopal Prabhu, you can be the moderator.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes. I see Guru Maharaj.
Go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I see.
Yeah, Maharaj is coming. Rajagopal Prabhu, just 1 minute.
Okay.
Maharaj is
Okay. Can we have Kirtan until then?
Yeah, if somebody wants to do for 2 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. I see Geeta Kirti Mataji online.
So Maharaj is here, yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. Then we'll. Prabhuji, are you gonna turn on the video, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maharaj. We have all ISKCON CNJ devotees online. We're waiting for you. Thank you so much for joining. Go ahead, Maharaj. You are on mute, so go ahead, Maharaj.
Okay, Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande, Hare Krishna. So, I wish you all a very happy Sunday feast. You are monitoring, but you are in the main screen actually. Do you want to be in the main screen, Rajagopal?
Maharaj, you are on the main screen.
Oh, okay.
I think in your computer, you probably have me as well.
Yeah, right. I had you in the main screen.
Yeah.
So,
Purnachandra Prabhu can change it.
Yeah, we have done that.
Okay.
So, we have, since I think 10 weeks, you are not having Sunday feast in the temple. And anyway, I mean, with the mercy of Zoom, we are able to get to see each other and get to communicate. So at a time like this, naturally, it creates a lot of anxiety, a lot of distress. But at the same time, this situation is also helping us. It's also helping us because the other day in Ujjain, one person came to see me and he was telling me that he felt that this was the best time. This 70 days were the best time in his life because during this time he was constantly with the family, which never happened before. And this value of being together with the family, the intimacy, is very much needed. And the other thing is that the devotees, of course, take it in a Krishna conscious way. As devotees, we try to take advantage of every situation. And the way to take advantage of the situation, every situation is, in every situation, whether it is distressful or joyful, we should always remember Krishna. At the time of distress and difficulties, we should consider that this is happening due to my own karmic reactions. And when good things happen, we should consider that it is due to Krishna's mercy. This is how we actually need to see Krishna under every situation. Krishna consciousness means to always remember Krishna and never forget him. Just one little mistake, that for a moment we forgot Krishna, we turned our face away from Krishna, and as a result of that, we fell into this material nature. And in this material nature, we are subjected to a situation where we are reaping the harvest of our own actions. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha. In this material nature, everything is happening due to guna and karma. Material nature has three modes or gunas, and we have our karma, the action-reaction principle. And that's what is happening to us. We cannot blame anybody for what happens to us. And we fail in this trap of Maya's, Krishna's illusory energy. This illusory energy, first of all, made us forget about our actual identity and covered us over with a false identity or false ego, ahankar. This false ego is the material element. It's also a material element, very subtle. It actually covers our original identity and creates a mistaken identity, false identity. Like our original identity is that we all are servants of Krishna. But Maya, due to illusory energy of the Lord, forgetting that we are servants of Krishna, we are trying to become the Lord and Master of this material nature. And it has been pointed out that it's natural. Natural in the sense, this material nature is Krishna's external energy. And we are from Krishna's internal energy. So the moment we look away from Krishna, we just see Krishna's external energy, Maya. And Maya is inferior, aparayam itastannang. But prakriting vidhi me param, jiva bhutang mahabaho jajedang dharjate jagat. The jiva bhutang, the living entities, are coming from Krishna's internal potency, superior para prakriti, superior energy. So since we are from Krishna's superior energy, as soon as we come across Krishna's inferior energy, although we are very minute and this external energy is extremely powerful, Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durattaya. Durattaya is insurmountable. It's impossible to become free from this influence of Maya. But we develop this tendency to lord over. That's why in this material nature, it's natural that we are trying to exploit this material nature for our sense gratification. We think that this entire nature is for us individually, for us to dominate. And that's what Nikotastho Maya Tare Japutiya Thare. Japotiya dhare means very tightly embraces him. And that is how it all begins. The moment we look away from Krishna, we forget that our business is to become a servant of Krishna. But we try to lord over. And that gives us the first covering of false ego. Then comes the second covering of intelligence, and we plan how we are going to enjoy this material nature. That is the purpose of intelligence. And then through mind, the consciousness is constantly flowing towards the material direction. So this is how with these three subtle elements, false ego, intelligence, and mind, we get trapped into this material nature by getting a body made of these subtle elements, a subtle body. And then, according to the shape of our subtle body, Maya gives us material nature, Mother Nature, gives us a gross body made of 5 gross elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And this is how we become imprisoned with these 2 bodies, gross body and subtle body. Sometimes the question comes up, how do I know that I have a subtle body? What is the shape and form of the subtle body? My answer to that is, when you fall asleep and you dream, at that time, your gross body is unconscious. But when you are dreaming, are you there? And do you have a body? You are seeing that a tiger is about to pounce on you and eat you. Now, in what plane it is happening? There's the subtle body. In our dream, we experience the subtle body. And when you are awake, then both the gross and subtle bodies are conscious. In Uddhav Gita, Krishna explained it very nicely. And Krishna pointed out that how just as a dream is, when we are dreaming, we consider the dream to be real. Similarly, this material nature, our condition in this material nature, is also like a dream. The only difference is, when we dream, it is individually experienced. When I dream, only I can experience the dream. The person sitting next to me will not be able to experience that dream. But this dream is a collective dream, but it's a dream. But this dream has been arranged by Krishna through the guna and karma. Material nature has 3 modes. And we act in those 3 modes or in the mixed mode. And as a result of that, we get the results. Urdhvam gachanti sattastha. The activities in the mode of goodness makes us elevate to the higher situations. Urdhvam gachanti. Madhye tishtati rajasha. The mode of passion makes us remain in the middle, that is, in the earth planet, in the Bhumandal, Bhuloka, this planetary system. And Jaganna Gunavrittistha, Adho Gachanti Tamasa. Being influenced by very disgusting mode of ignorance, one slides down to the lower state of existence, either in the lower planetary systems or in the lower species of life, animals, birds, reptiles, insects, trees, plants. So this is how everything is happening in this material nature by Krishna's divine arrangements. Krishna made the arrangement. Again, sometimes the question arises, why did Krishna do that? Krishna did that because we wanted it. Krishna never said that you go there. Krishna said, okay, fine. He tried to persuade us, don't go, don't go. But we insisted. In that respect, Srila Prabhupada gave an example. One day his little son was crying and his mother was trying to make him understand. He was crying because he wanted to touch the moving table fan. And mother said, no, don't do that. But he kept on insisting, no, I want to touch it. I want to touch it. Then when Prabhupada got to know that, Prabhupada said, okay. So he switched off the fan. And when the speed came down, Prabhupada said, touch it. And he touched it and he got hurt and he started to cry. Prabhupada said, what happened? Touch it again. He said, no, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it. So our situation is somewhat like this. We say, we want to go there, we want to go there. Krishna said, fine. And he made the arrangement. Fine, go there, try to enjoy. See how wonderfully you enjoy there without me. And then we get hurt. And then finally we say, no, I don't want to. I don't want to remain here. I want to suffer here. But the illusory energy is so strong. We on our own cannot possibly understand the effect of the illusory energy. Therefore, we need someone to tell us. So, in that respect also, Prabhupada mentioned, our condition is somewhat like a traveler who lost his way in the desert. And desert is very hot, there is no water. And he is dying of thirst. And from time to time he sees a mirage and he thinks that there is some water. And he runs. No matter how much he runs after the mirage, he'll never be able to quench his thirst. And that's what we are doing. Life after life, we are running after a mirage with an expectation to get some, to quench our thirst for enjoyment. And finally, there comes somebody. Somebody comes and tells us, the water, that's a mirage. There's no water, it's hot sand. You'll never be able to quench your thirst there. It's just an illusory impression of water. It makes you feel that there is water, but there is no water. Real water is there. And that is the merciful Vaishnava. He gives us the message of the spiritual world, where there is real water and we can quench your thirst to the heart content. And that's what Prabhupada actually told me also. Once Prabhupada told me, that for so many lifetimes we have been trying to enjoy, and you can see that we're still not satisfied. Just offer this life to Krishna and see what happens. And then he explained what this material nature is like. He very elaborately explained this material nature, the illusory aspect of this material nature. And he explained how sex desire is the shackles with which everyone is tied down to the material nature. Therefore, this material nature is called Maithunagara, a prison house where everyone is tied down with sex desire. And that's why to make spiritual progress, one has to overcome sex desire. Prabhupada very clearly mentioned for householders also, it is for the sake of procreation, not to indulge in that enjoyment that it provides. So that is the real knowledge. And in Uddhav Gita also, Krishna made that point very clearly. And so these are the real wisdom that Krishna is giving us, Vedic literatures are giving us, and paving our way back to the spiritual world. This is not a place for enjoyment. This is a place for suffering. So when suffering comes, we should not become perturbed. We should rather recognize that this is the real nature of this material nature. This is the natural state of this material nature. We are here to suffer. And Vedas are giving very, very clear information about that. How this material nature is a place of suffering and how this body is an instrument for receiving pain. We are in a world of suffering with a body which is meant to receive pain. So what can we expect here through this body? Therefore, when suffering comes, don't become perturbed. Like, rather depend upon Krishna. Make the arrangements to become Krishna conscious. Krishna conscious means the word itself is indicating what it means. Krishna conscious. We have consciousness. The soul is conscious. And the consciousness is the sign of existence. We are because we are conscious. When you are not conscious, we don't know whether we are or whether we are not. Now, this consciousness can be either projected towards the material nature, as I mentioned earlier. The moment you project our consciousness towards the material direction, then our suffering condition begins. On the other hand, when you project our consciousness towards Krishna, then the life of joy, life of real enjoyment begins. That is where the real enjoyment is. Krishna is Anandamaya. Krishna is full of joy. Therefore, just by being connected to Krishna, we can enjoy. That's the real enjoyment. Like from the generator, from the powerhouse, electricity is flowing. When you touch the electricity, what do we get? We get the electric current. So similarly, when we touch or become connected to the source of all joy, then what do we get? We get real joy. Anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita shvadanam. Not only we experience joy, but we become submerged in an ocean of joy. And that ocean of joy keeps on increasing. our enjoyment continues to grow. Vardhanam means increase, grow. And pratipadam, at every step, purnamrita sadhanam, at every step we experience total bliss. So that is what Krishna consciousness is. Now again, to go back to Uddhav Gita, Krishna actually makes a very nice point. He is saying that this material nature is a place of suffering. 3 modes are simply causing suffering, especially mode of passion and ignorance. Passion makes us active to enjoy, and ignorance causes total loss of consciousness. Like, that is what happens due to the influence of the passion and ignorance. Passion and ignorance cycle in this way. In the morning we wake up and we begin to become active. And throughout the day we work so hard. And then at night we fall asleep in ignorance. In passion, we become active, and those activities in passion are simply motivated by trying to enjoy this material nature, and then we slide down to ignorance at night. Then in the morning we wake up, and again we become active in the mode of passion. Throughout the day we work, and then at night we fall asleep in ignorance. But mode of goodness takes us out of the cycle of passion and ignorance. Goodness actually makes us realize what real knowledge is. Goodness gives us knowledge. And we begin to see the real nature of this material nature. And then we transcend the mode of goodness. But that will be possible only when we come across a Vaishnava devotee, only when you come across a bona fide spiritual master. Jai Krishna Tattvavetta, Shei Guru Hai. The one who knows Krishna, and he provides us with all the information about Krishna, provides us all the information about that reality, provides us with all the information about our real identity. And then our good fortune begins. So, mode of goodness in the material nature is not the solution. The real solution is to get out of the material nature, and that will happen only when we receive the mercy of a bona fide spiritual master. Jai Krishna Tattvavetta, Shei Guru. Rupa Goswami in his teaching, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his teachings to Rupa Goswami is explaining that situation. Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. While traveling in this material nature, Brahmanda Brahmite, in this material universe, Brahmanda, Kono Bhagyavan Jeev, some fortunate soul, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai, Bhakti Lata Beach, receives the seed of devotional kripa. So when he gets that seed, he naturally have to take advantage of the seed. How does he take advantage? By planting the seed. in the soil of the heart, the field of the heart. So that is where we plant the seed of Bhakti Lata. Now we have to see that the field is properly prepared. If the field is not fertile, if the field is rocky, the field is devoid of water, this seed will not fructify. Therefore, we have to prepare the field of the heart. You have to, fertile field means soft heart. Heart becomes softened with faith. Shraddha. Shraddha shabde vishwas kahe, shudrira nishchay, Krishna bhakti koile sarva karma krita hai. Shraddha or faith emphatically points out that if you serve Krishna, then everything will be done. Krishna bhakti koile sarva karma krita hai. Now that is an important thing. We have to have the faith. And if we have the faith, then the soil, the field of our heart will become prepared. And then when you plant the seed of Bhakti Lata, it'll sprout. And when the seed of Bhakti Lata sprouts, 2 leaves come out at first. Those 2 leaves are Kleshagni and Shubhada. Cessation of all suffering condition. Yes, that's what devotional service does. When the Bhakti Lata becomes fructified, becomes a seedling, the seedling has 2 leaves. One of the leaves is Kleshagni. Klesha means suffering. Gna means destroy. All the suffering conditions are destroyed. And Shubhada. Shubha means auspiciousness and Da means gives. It gives all auspiciousness to our life. And now the devotional creeper has to be watered. Just planting the seed is not enough. It has to be watered. What is watering of the seed? Shravanam and Kirtanam. Hearing about Krishna's glory, hearing about Krishna's pastimes, hearing about Krishna's instructions, Shravanam, and speaking about Krishna's glory, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's teachings. Now there is another problem here. Like when the field is fertile and Bhakti Lata is about to grow, then there is a possibility that the weeds will stifle the growth, stifle the Bhakti Lata. Now in this respect also there is one example is given about paddy, rice paddy. Those who know about how to cultivate rice, you may have seen that the rice fields are covered completely with water. Now when the field is covered with water, then the paddy grows out of water and all the weeds cannot grow. So that is the thing, we have to cover the field with hearing and chanting. Constant hearing and chanting. Then the weeds will not be able to grow, but the Bhakti Lata will begin to grow. And as the Bhakti Lata grows, it penetrates through the 7 coverings of the material nature. Actually 8 covering. The 8th covering is the covering of Maya. And then beyond that, is Brahma Jyoti, which is also compared to causal ocean or Viraja river, Viraja Brahmalok Bhedi, penetrating even Viraja river. The causal ocean, Brahma Jyoti, it comes to Vaikuntha. And it grows even beyond Vaikuntha and comes to Golok. And in Golok, it gets the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. A creeper needs a shelter to grow. When the creeper gets a shelter to hold on to, then it becomes steady. So Bhaktilata will grow and grow all the way to Golok, Vrindavan, and there, taking the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, the Bhaktilata will become secured. And then there'll be this, the Bhaktilata will start to flower and fruit. And that flower is the Bhava Bhakti and fruit is the Prema Bhakti. Develop a love for Krishna. So this process has been given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has been given following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada, and we got it. And it's spreading all over the world. People are getting an opportunity to make their life successful. And how the life becomes successful when the consciousness becomes fixed at Krishna's lotus feet. Then we wake up from this dream. This material nature is a dream state. Dream state. Like we spoke about individual dream. At night when sleep, we dream. But this material experience of this material nature is also a dream. This dream is created by Krishna's illusory energy. And in this dream, we are trying to enjoy. In this dream, sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are sad. Sometimes we are excited, sometimes we are depressed. So this is happening. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. All these are happening due to our past karma and the modes of material nature. This individual dream we experience singularly, individually, but this is a collective dream. Whoever is here, he is in this dream, collective dream. And this dream is real. This dream is real because it is arranged by Krishna. Because it's Krishna's illusory energy, therefore it is real. Anything that comes from Krishna is real. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Because it's coming from Krishna, it is perfect and complete. And it is real. But that also has been explained how it is real. It is not real as real reality. It is real as a reflected reality. Like on a pool of water, there's a reflection of a tree. And the reflection is there of the tree. But if you're hungry, and if we try to pick the fruit from the tree, we won't be able to, and quench or satisfy our hunger. Because it gives the impression, but it's not there. But because the reflection of the tree is there, therefore in reality, the substance is also there. The real tree is there. Because in the real tree, there are fruits, there are flowers, there are leaves. That's why we are seeing the reflection, in the reflection, the fruits and flowers and trees and leaves. And in that tree, there are real fruits. If you're hungry, we can pick the fruits from there and eat. If we want, we can pick the flowers and offer them to Krishna. So that is what the spiritual reality is. And Krishna is instructing Uddhav that when we become situated in the spiritual reality, then these dreams disappear. Just as when we wake up from a dream, the dream becomes totally insignificant, unimportant. Similarly, when you wake up in the spiritual reality, all these material experiences appear to be totally insignificant. But because we are dreaming, they appear to be so important. Yes, I want to have a lot of money. I want to have a beautiful house. I want to have a very loving and caring family. I want to have a lot of success in my life. But when we wake up in the spiritual reality, all of these things become totally insignificant. And that is where we need to wake up. And there is a way to wake up, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Jeev Jago, Gora Chand Gole. Gora Chand, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling, O sleeping souls, wake up, wake up. Gora Chand Gole. Koto nidra jao maya pishachi rakole. For how long you are going to sleep on the lap of Maya, who is a pishachi, who is a witch, who sucks your blood. Yes, that's what Maya is doing, making us work so hard and turning our blood into water. That is what Maya is doing, make us work so hard. But he's saying, for how long you're going to sleep on the lap of Maya. So just follow the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Eneshi Oshodi Maya Nashi Varalagi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, I brought the medicine to destroy Maya. This medicine is going to free you from the illusory influence of Maya. Harinam Mahamantro Lahutumimadi. Please come and take this Harinam Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And your life will become successful. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us the most perfect process. We are so fortunate. Actually, that's why Uddhav Gita is so important. Very systematically, Uddhav Gita, through 22 chapters, are giving us the perfect knowledge. Perfect knowledge. It's giving us the understanding of what this material nature is like and how to become free from the illusory influence of the material nature. And also, incidentally, I selected to discuss about Uddhav Gita because at that time, Uddhav was facing a very critical situation. Just as Arjuna was also feeling a very critical situation. He has to face this war where he'll have to kill his relatives, whom he loved so much. Bhishma, Drona. But Krishna forced him. Similarly, Uddhav was facing a situation when Krishna is going to withdraw his pastimes. already the Jadus have been cursed by the Brahmanas, the sages, very exalted sages, like Vishamitra, Durvasha, Narad, Vashishta, others, Vishamitra. He cursed the Jadus. Jadus pranked with them, the Jadu boys. They dressed up Samba as a pregnant woman, and jokingly they took him to the sages. The sages are known for knowing everything. They know Trikaladarshi. They know the three aspects of time, past, present, and future. And they asked, can you please tell us whether this lady is going to give birth to a boy or a girl? And the sages said, he'll give birth to an iron club, and that is going to be the cause of the destruction of your whole family. So they have already been cursed in this way. They knew that the family, the words of these sages are not going to go in vain. So Jadu family is going to be destroyed. And of course, it was Krishna's arrangement. Krishna brought them to assist him in his pastimes. And now that he is going to withdraw his pastimes, he is first sending them back. And Krishna told Uddhav that in 7 days, Dwarka is going to be submerged in the ocean. So just imagine the city where he lived for so many years is just going to disappear in the ocean. Krishna told all the Jadus, let's all go to Prabhash Tirtha. And they knew soon they're all going to be perished, meaning they're going to go back to the spiritual world. And Krishna told Uddhav, and Uddhav actually asked Krishna that please let me also go with you. I know that you're going to withdraw your pastimes. But Krishna wanted Uddhav to stay on because there's some more work to be done. So he wanted Uddhav to stay on and become totally detached, become a sannyasi and travel, go to Badrikashram. In Badrikashram, Krishna didn't go, and the sages there had been waiting to have his darshan. So he sent Uddhav to instruct them. And in that situation, Krishna told Uddhav Gita. And also we can see the Uddhav Gita is so important. Prabhupada said Bhagavad Gita is a preliminary study. Srimad Bhagavatam is the advanced course. And the most important part of Srimad Bhagavatam is 10th canto, where Krishna's pastimes are described. And then in 11th canto, the wisdom of the spiritual reality. So systematically he actually explained. So that's why I selected Uddhav Gita at a time like this to discuss. And I'm sure many of you are participating in that class. And Uddhav Gita, I'm just giving an overview of Uddhav Gita. But you all have to probe into it, study carefully. And you will say, what a storehouse of wisdom this 22 chapters have. So please take advantage of this time that is forcing you to go deep within yourself. Now you're forced not to go out, therefore you have to go in. Study them, and you will see. Achieving perfection is so easy. Krishna made it so easy to achieve perfection, especially when we got the human form of life, especially when we have the opportunity to be born in the age of Kali, especially when we are born at a time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and Prabhupada came and distributed Krishna consciousness all over the world. So you're getting such a wonderful opportunity to make the human form of life successful. Thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Does anybody have any question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I see Gita Kirti Mataji having a question.
Yeah. Unmute Gita Kirti. Yeah. Okay, Gita Kirti.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the wonderful lecture. My question is, you mentioned when Bhaktilada Bij sprouts, it gives a flower and fruit. The flower is Bhakti Bhava Bhakti and fruit is Prema Bhakti. What is the difference between both, Guru Maharaj, and what must be
good? Very good. Bhava Bhakti is experiencing the transcendental emotion of being in love with Krishna. That's, experiencing that emotion. And Prema Bhakti is experiencing the love. Right? And in one way you can say that in Prem, there is reciprocation. In emotional experience of love, the reciprocation may not be there. But when the reciprocation is there between the lover and beloved, then it becomes love. That's the difference between bhava and prema. Okay, does it answer your question, Gita Kirti?
In that sense, which one do we aspire for, Guru Maharaj?
In that
can we aspire for either of them?
Can we
aspire for either of these bhava?
It will happen. It will happen when that loving relationship develops. Then it gradually develops in that way. Shraddha ratir bhakti anukramishati. Kapil Dev is saying, Shraddha, faith, rati, attachment, and bhakti, loving devotion, anukramishati means gradually develop. It will start from Shraddha, and you know that, the gradual development, Ado Shraddha, Tato Sadhu Sangha, to Bharjana Kriya, Anartha Nibritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Ashakti, Bhav, and Prem.
लीवर मेरा वो कमजोर है ना, वो चलना नहीं देता.
Hare Krishna, please mute yourself. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. Wonderful lecture. I don't know if devotees are familiar, but Guru Maharaj praised all the travel to give mercy to devotees in America. And thank you so much for giving us your association and lecture today, Maharaj. We have more questions. We have questions from Prem Kishore Prabhu. Prem Kishore Prabhu, if you can turn on your video and ask questions, that'll be great. You can unmute yourself, Prem Kishore Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
I'm hearing many voices.
Yeah.
Where is Prem Kishore?
Could you see me, Maharaj?
Yeah, your thing is, okay. Now I can see you.
Yeah, thank you, Guru Maharaj. It's a very good lecture. I have one simple one. Maybe you answered within your lecture today, but just from the clarification standpoint, I need this. So everything which is which does not have any relationship with Krishna is an illusion, right? So based on one's propensity of a devotee, like how he does a service, like one can do a deity service or one can do, but it will, as we don't have that kind of a strong purpose towards Krishna, we again develop our own self-made illusion, right? Like I'm good at this, why others are questioning me, kind of a thing, right? So, and we know that only Krishna can free us from this kind of an illusion. And even though we have this kind of an understanding that without Krishna, we don't get that kind of a mercy, again, we come up with a I kind of a thing, right? I'm this. So how to free it? Is this like this is a pride, clearly applied.
Okay, I got your question. So continue to practice the process, right? The process is there. So practice the process and the perfection will come. And the process is chant the holy name, read Prabhupada's books. Like that is the main problem often. The devotees are chanting and they maybe they're worshipping the deities, but they're not reading Prabhupada's books. And that's why they deviate. So reading Prabhupada's books is very important. And I also advise that not only read Prabhupada's books, also listen to Prabhupada's tapes, Prabhupada's lectures, Prabhupada's interviews. And they're so full of wisdom. So take advantage of that. I mean, I cannot say that I won't practice the process, but I'm going to achieve perfection. Will it work? I'm asking you.
Will not, yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely it should be seconded. When you have this understanding, yeah, it should be seconded by the reading and doing your sadhana.
Reading Prabhupada's books is very, very important. And I've noticed devotees often don't read Prabhupada's books. They're there in the house, in the shelf, but from the look of the books, you can see that they're not reading them. Okay. So read and as I said, like listen to Prabhupada's tapes. They're available. So practice the process, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. So these are the two most important process.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. A question from Premasindhu Prabhu. Can you please unmute and go ahead and ask Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Prabhuji, can you turn on your video if possible?
On this computer, it's not working properly, so.
Okay, go ahead, Prabhuji.
Okay.
So,
go ahead, Prabhuji, ask.
Guru Maharaj, you gave the example of the rice paddy field. When it is submerged in water, then only the rice will grow and the weeds will be. But sometimes we see that we are chanting and hearing, but still there is anarthas that develop in the heart, and we feel maybe there is there is envy, there is lust, and that is not going away, even though. So do we have to take some help, extra help from somebody, or how do we really?
Yeah, sure, take help. And as I was saying, like practice the process. Practice the process and the result will be there. Yes, you can listen to other senior devotees, you take guidance from other senior devotees, and it will work. It will work. Main thing is that practice the post-process, utilize the process, practice the process, and perfection will be there. It may not come overnight, but doesn't matter. Mama janmani janmaneshware bhavatad bhakti rahatu. Let it take life after life. I don't care. I mean, for unlimited number of lives, we have been coming into this material nature. So if it takes a few more lifetimes to achieve perfection, what's the big deal? The most important thing is we found the process. So let's practice the process. Let's not have any doubt about the process. Let's have implicit faith in this process. And hearing and chanting.
I was thinking about we recite this after the Bahu Janma Kare Yadi Shravana Kirtan Tabutana Pai Krishna Pade Premadan. And one of the offenses is to maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions on this matter that we say. So,
material attachments are there, so dovetail those attachments. There's a simple process Prabhupada gave. Yes, we'll have attachment, especially as a householder. You'll have attachment to your wife. You'll have attachment to your children. You'll have attachment to your household. But dovetail it. Transform it to Krishna. To Krishna's service. Your wife is a maidservant of Krishna. Your children are Krishna's devotees that come to your custody to take care of them and grow them up. Your house is Krishna's temple. So it's just a matter of changing the consciousness, right? Krishna consciousness is just transforming body consciousness to Krishna consciousness. These are the only two ways. From body consciousness to Krishna consciousness.
Thank you.
Okay.
A question from Madhupati Prabhu.
Yes.
Madhupati Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you very much for wonderful class, as always. Maharaj, a follow-up question on this discussion, the Dasamula Stotra. Especially, the Anartha Nivritti, our understanding is many times we don't know about our anarthas. We need an expert guidance. What's the right way to approach? Because we get connected, we take spiritual initiation, but how do we approach to consult, like Nama said, patient consulting a doctor that, okay, I'm suffering from this. How do we approach that? Or something which I may not be even knowing that I'm suffering, but no.
Okay, very good question. So again, we go to Uddhav Gita. The Abudhuta is telling King Jadu about 24 gurus. So let's not be narrow-minded about our guru concept. Oftentimes, what happens, devotees think their Diksha Guru is the only guru. But no. Like, yes, when one is in a neophyte state, he will have that kind of mentality. But as he advances, then the concept of his guru also will expand. And have Shiksha Gurus. Wherever you're learning something, just, yes, accept it. And at least in ISKCON, I will say that there is no dearth of gurus. There is no dearth of advanced devotees. So let us take advantage of them associate with them. Just by associating with them, we'll be inspired to kind of correct ourselves. So, yes, like as we were saying, that we need someone to correct us. And more the merrier. More teachers we have, right? More fortunate we are, you know. Does it answer your question, Madhupati Prabhu?
Yes, Maharaj.
So we should expand our concept of gurus. A neophyte will think that my guru, my Diksha guru is the only guru, and I don't need any guidance, although he may see his Diksha guru, you know, once in a blue moon and doesn't have any kind of connection with him. But he's still holding on to that neophyte concept. But we have to see, like in the temple, there are senior devotees, those who can very well guide us. And let's develop a respectful attitude towards them. And that is the expansion of Shraddha. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. You have a question from Navin Krishna Prabhu. Please go ahead and unmute and ask question, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Maharaj, this is Naveen Krishnadas from Columbus. Yeah. So very happy to see you and hear you. What a wonderful evening today. So, Maharaj, I have a question. So we have our way of success and the failure, thinking this is what I would like to do. This is when I would like to do. If I do this happen, then I'm heading in the path of Krishna. Maybe objective is Krishna. But however, if you see from Srimad Bhagavatam, for example, Uddhava Gita, Arjuna and Krishna, or Parikshit Maharaj, Bharat Maharaj, they have their own success. This happens, this is how it's going to be. Then I will be happy and then I want to please Krishna. But intention is good. But somehow, suddenly, Krishna intervened in somebody's life to change the dimension in such a way that it appears to be very difficult, but how eventually something great comes out of it. Like, just to give a context, Bharat Maharaj, he left everything and ripened. His consciousness is so high, bhava level, but he has own success. Somehow, Krishna entered in the form of a deer, and then things have changed. Having said that, now how do we know? Because we make the plans. This is how I want to do. How it's going to happen. Krishna may intervene, may not intervene, and something may happen. We think maybe not, it's a failure, or Krishna thinks it's success. I may not recognize, I may not know what is Krishna's plan. So it's very difficult. Of course, Shiksha Gurus, Diksha Gurus are there, but nowadays, even my mind can take, no, I'm right. I know better than 100%. Maybe Krishna, this is always so challenging. So how?
Well, okay, I got your point. So depend upon your mind and you can rest assured that it is Maya. Your mind cannot understand what Krishna wants, right? And you are not in a position to decide what Krishna wants. Just depend. And that's why we need a guru, or we need gurus to understand what Krishna wants. Like, for example, even in management, we get together and discuss, and collectively we hear Krishna's voice. But if we don't do that and we rely too much on our own intelligence, then we are running into a difficult field. Krishna is telling, you try your best, but leave the results up to me. That is what Krishna consciousness is. We try our best and let Krishna decide. Like a cook, he cooks to the best of his ability. But the master comes home and says, look, I'm not feeling hungry today. I had a dinner outside. I'm not going to eat. Right? Now, can the cook, the servant, insist? No, I did it with so much effort. You have to eat. No, with a master, we can't do that. Similarly, like we try our best to serve Krishna to the best of our ability to please Krishna, and then let him decide. And as far as, coming to management, when it comes to making decisions, it's better to get together, and also we can verify it, with other senior devotees. That's why we have the structure in ISKCON. Structure of management. Does it answer your question, Navin Krishna Prabhu?
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So,
Krishna Guru Maharaj, I don't know. I know it's 8:10. I see 2 more hands raised, Maharaj.
Yeah, I saw Vilas Manjari had her hand first.
Yes, Maharaj. Vilas Manjari Mataji. You have time, Maharaj?
Yeah. Okay.
Vilas Manjari Mataji, please go ahead. Unmute yourself and go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Please accept my humble responses. My question was in line with Madhupati Prabhu's question. That when I practice bhakti, some anarthas they are very visible, and I can see those anarthas, and I pray to Krishna, and I desire to get rid of those anarthas, and as I pray, I see them going away, and but some anarthas they're still there, but they cause suffering, and I don't know what it is. And you said that you have to be generous in asking guidance from senior devotees. But if I don't know what is going on inside of me, what do I express? I express the symptoms. What is it? If I don't know what is actually causing me suffering, what is that I express? I express the symptoms, or how do I get help? Like if I don't understand what is happening inside of me, how will I?
Okay, I'll again repeat the same point. Continue to practice the process. Chant your rounds nicely. Read Prabhupada's books. Listen to Prabhupada's lectures and tapes. And, I can assure you that you will see how you are getting the guidance. You can try it. You have some problem. Just take Prabhupada's book and open a page. Start reading. And tell me what you will find there. Like as if Prabhupada is directly telling you, giving you the answer.
Actually, I try my best to read and hear regularly, but it's just that it feels like a failure whenever I some temporary, like it comes like a short moment, like some time period and goes. So I feel
Okay, even if you fail, don't give up. All right. That's what Krishna consciousness, that's what sincerity means. Even when you stumble, even when you fail, don't give up. Get up and continue. Never ever give up this process. You found the process. You found the vehicle that's going to take you to the spiritual world. Don't step out of the vehicle. Just remain there, no matter whatever happens. Okay?
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. We have Ujjwal Rasan Prabhu. I think it's the last question, Maharaj.
Okay.
Ujjwal Rasan Prabhu, can you unmute yourself and go ahead and ask questions?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for the nice class and your association. Guru Maharaj, I had one question. We have we have both Shiksha Gurus and Diksha Gurus. But is it true that the only Diksha Gurus will take us back to Godhead, or both help in their own ways?
Yeah. Let's not get into all these mental speculations. Okay. All right. And let's understand one thing, that Prabhupada is there. Right. And if I'm surrendered to him, Prabhupada will help us. And I always emphatically say that is in ISKCON, the present gurus have the responsibility to take their followers and disciples to Srila We are functioning within the institution of ISKCON, where Srila Prabhupada is the Acharya, right? In ISKCON, Prabhupada is the Acharya of everyone. That's why in every temple in ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada is being worshipped in Guru Puja by everybody. So, I mean, is it just a formality or it has certain purpose and meaning?
It has
a specific purpose. Prabhupada is the Guru. And also you can consider, like, there have been many devotees who lost their gurus. Guru fell down and they didn't take reinitiation. They remained faithful to Srila Prabhupada and they're making advancement. And as a result, as a matter of fact, there are two such devotees. One has lost one guru and the other has lost two gurus. But now they're GBCs. Why? How come? If the Diksha Guru was the only shelter, then they should have taken reinitiation. But they didn't. And you can see that they're making such advancement that they're GBCs today, holding the most exalted position in ISKCON because of their implicit faith in Srila Prabhupada and loyalty to Srila Prabhupada. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jarashananda. So thank you. I will. Okay.
Maybe later or now. That's okay.
Okay. There is a question from Prema. Prema Prada Devidasi. She's here, so you can't see her, but I'll just tell you what the question is. Go ahead.
Maharaj, usually, like when we turn away from Krishna, so our consciousness is going away, means we are falling into material world, and then sometimes we don't know we are falling, but we are losing the connection, and then we are going down. And then that time the situation comes that though you want to, you try to listen to lectures, but something comes up. And then you struggle so much for not you getting association. And sometimes the situations are like you're getting and you're not using it. So how to balance the situation like that?
Okay, her question is that
Maharaj,
sometime...
We could hear Maharaj. I could actually hear the question, yeah.
Okay, okay, very good. Zoom is very wonderful. Okay, so, become serious about your spiritual life. You can't say that I won't become serious. I will do whatever my mind tells me and I'll achieve perfection. Will it ever work? No. So become serious. And as you are saying, that you are not getting association. Read Prabhupada's books, you'll get Prabhupada's association. Who is going to stop you from that? All right?
So some situation makes you like, it doesn't allow you to do the sadhana or to listen to the lecture.
Then you are in Maya. So you want to stay in Maya and make spiritual advancement.
So how?
We have to do it seriously. What is more important? What is more important? Your spiritual activities or other activities? That's what you have to decide. If other activities are demanding, but still cover it with your spiritual activities, right? The main point is become serious about your spiritual life. Don't take it lightly. Oh, I can't do it. I can't chant my 16 rounds. I can't read Prabhupada's books. Why can't you? Huh? Krishna has given you 24 hours. You can do everything else. So why can't you read Prabhupada's books? You must say that, as you're saying, that I may not get the association of devotees. Create the association at home. You have your husband and your children. Sit together with them and say, let's read Prabhupada's books and let's share our experiences, right? And if they are not at home, if your husband is in office and your sons, your children are in school, just open up Srila Prabhupada's books and start reading. Or nowadays you get this player where all of Prabhupada's steps are there. So take advantage of that. Okay? So it's a matter of, taking advantage of the process.
We have to strictly say
yes, you have to become really serious about your spiritual life. Okay?
So much. I have one more, not related to the class, but I have a long time. When Draupadi, when they were in the forest, that time she had Akshay Patra, and then she used to feed how much ever she want. But once she eat, then Akshay Patra used to get stopped. So what was the reason? Why that Akshay Patra used to stop?
That's how Suryadev made the condition, right? Because for that day, like you can distribute unlimited amount of food. But when you yourself eat, that's the end of the supply. All right? And ultimately you have to see these are all Krishna's pastimes.
Question, if you, and I see another hand raised, maybe I'll let them.
You can see Rajeshwari.
Yeah, Rajeshwari Mataji. Go ahead, Prabhuji. Go ahead, Mataji. You can unmute and go.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This is Srinivas, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, can you turn on your video?
I have some issues.
Okay, Prabhuji, yeah. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam. Very nice lecture, Prabhu. In all the question and answer sessions, many times I heard the word, I think you have to read Prabhupada books. Somewhere I heard that reading and studying is different. So how to go through the reading or study the Prabhupada books?
Yeah. Reading is casual and studying is serious. That's the difference between reading and studying. Right? You study, when you study, you seriously do that. And therefore, I would suggest that when you are reading, in order to make it into a study, have a pen and paper, and as you are finding some important points, write them down. That way you'll be able to remember them.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
So, Rajagopal.
I have one quick question, Maharaj, if you allow. You mentioned about 7 layers. I think it's going to break through the 7 layers and the tree is going to break through 7 layers and finally the 8th layer, Maya. Can you give more information on what these 7 layers, Maharaj, and what experience each of the layers is broken?
Each of the layer is earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind and intelligence, and false ego. These are the 7 layers. And then the layer of Maya. Maya Devi has her own region. These layers are actually the regions where they are predominating.
And Maharaj, does one goes through an experience while each layer is broken through their...
Yeah, right. Actually, this has been explained in Brihad Bhagavatamritam. Like when Gopkumar went to earth level, he saw that earth personified is worshipping Barahadev. Then in water level, he found that water personified is worshipping Kurmadev. Then fire personified worshipping Vivashwan. And air In this way, in every layer he found, the personified layer is actually worshipping his worshipable Lord.
Thank
you. Okay.
I think that's all questions we have for today, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
His Holiness Bhaktichar Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna Maharaj Dandavad. Haribo. Haribo.
Haribo.
Haribo. Hare Krishna.
Haribo.
Haribo. Bhaktichar Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Madhupati Prabhu, do you have any announcements, Prabhuji? Let me go ahead and unmute you. Give me a second, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, go ahead and unmute, Prabhuji. Announcements or anything, Prabhuji?
Yes. Maharaj is left. Thank you very much for joining. We had a wonderful event yesterday, Snan Yatra of Lord Jagannath. Thank you very much for participating. Coming week, every day in the morning from 5 to 7 a.m., we have this morning program. 5 to 6:30 is Japa, and 6:30 to 7 is Srimad Bhagavatam class. So please join if you can to take this process seriously. On June 20, 21, 22, please note down in your calendar, June 20, 21, 22, we'll have a concentrated 3-day event culminating in June 23rd, where we'll be celebrating Rath Yatra in CNJ. So June 20 to 22, we'll have concentrated Jagannath pastimes on those 3 days, followed by Rath Yatra on 23rd. So please make a note on your calendar. Thank you very much. I think that's all I have. Hare Krishna. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good. Is there any Jayadeva Swami Maharaj? Yeah, Maharaj is also there on the line.
Yeah. Yes, my Guru Maharaj, Jayadeva Maharaj. We accept our humble obeisances, Guru Maharaj.
Krishnavan Prabhu, do you have any other announcement, Prabhuji?
June 20th is the Saturday, as Prabhuji said, Rath Yatra is there, and also celebrations. But Bhakti Vinod Thakur disappearance day, so fasting till noon.
Yeah, go ahead, Krishnavan Prabhu, sorry.
Yeah, Bhakti Vinod Thakur disappearance day on June 20th, Saturday. So fasting till noon is there. And also Maharaj is giving classes on Jayadeva Swami Maharaj, Monday, Wednesday and Friday. 8 to 9, whoever wants to join, they can join. Zoom information was posted before. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And His Holiness Jayadvaita Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Maharaj. Okay, so we'll conclude this session, Prabhuji, then.
Yep.
Yes,
Haribo
thank you.
Vancha Kalpadrupasya Kupasandubhyo Petana Pavanebhyo Namo Namo.
Jai.
Haribo.